Hi, I'm Elaine Harding. Welcome to my blog at stampwithelaine.com. Today I have another quick masculine card, as Father's Day is this Sunday in the UK. I loved being able to make my own plaid combinations. This is the card we're making, and this is from the stamp set called Best Year, and the coordinating dies are called the Best Plaid Builder dies. It's just 2 dies in this shape and also this shape. The sentiment I'm using from the Best Year stamp set is, "To the world you are a dad, to me you are the world." So I thought it was quite nice to combine it with the beautiful world stamp set. You can purchase this separately as just the stamp set, but there is a set of coordinating dies which this can be bundled with. It's nice that Stampin' Up have brought back the adhesive sheets, because when you're doing intricate dies like this you do need the adhesive sheet at the back. The difference is that with their adhesive sheets it's got 3 sections. It means that you can be more economical with how you use the adhesive sheet. You can use a 6-inch strip all across like that, because this measures 6 by 12, and you can just cut what you need off. To save time, I've already pre-die cut this. I put the adhesive sheet on the back of Misty Moonlight cardstock. The card base I've cut a little bit smaller, so it's not an A5 standard size. It's actually 8 inches by 5 3/4 inches. In metric that will be 20.3 centimeters by 14.6. So it's cut a little bit smaller than the die so that it will fit, and then I can trim off the excess. I've also pre-cut the grid in Bumblebee, and you don't have to cut an extra colour because that grid will go on top of the card base, and you glue that down first and then you layer that on top. For the inside of the card I've cut that at 5.5 by 3 3/4 in Whisper White standard cardstock, so that's 14 centimeters by 9.5 centimeters. You also need the stitched shapes dies, and I'm going to be using the second smallest stitched shape circle die. A 2-inch circle punch to punch out the matte layer for the sentiment in the middle, and this is from the new rainbow coloured glimmer paper, which is on page 153 of the new annual catalogue. The ink I'm using is Just Jade, and we'll also need the 2020 to 2022 in colour enamel dots. So let's get started. Let's just stamp that, shall we? The sentiment in Just Jade for the inside of the card. Ink up Happy Father's Day and centre it on there. Apply adhesive on the back and glue it to the inside of the card. I'm only applying adhesive in very small amounts, and you don't want it right up to the edge because we might need to cut it off, and you don't want to end up with a sticky cutter. So let's put that down. See what I mean? Just grab your scissors and snip off the bits that are sticking out. Now we want to remove the adhesive sheet from the back, and I'm hoping that it will all come off in one piece. Now if it doesn't, it's important you have a silicone mat to lay your die cut piece so that it doesn't stick to your work surface. And then you can take off all these pieces. I'll do that off camera. You want to make sure that there aren't any pieces like that stuck onto the back of your grid, because when it comes to gluing it down, you'll get little bumps in your work. Let's glue that on. To make sure it's stuck down properly, turn it upside down and rub your hand over it from the inside cover of the card. And trim off the bits that is sticking out. There are two halves of the world. I wonder if that's big enough. Better not risk it. Get another piece of cardstock. And just use the second smaller stitched shape circle and die cut the globes and the sentiment. So I'll do that off camera and I'll be back. I've die cut my pieces. So next I'll glue this to the front of the card. I've punched out a 2-inch circle of rainbow glimmer paper with the 2-inch circle punch. Now, it's not easy to try and glue glimmer paper onto plain cardstock. So what I'm going to do is just use my crocodile and punch some holes. Then I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of this. Remove the backing tape and stick that in the middle of this. Then pop dimensionals so the little holes there will bond with the underside of the dimensionals, because the dimensionals are double-sided, aren't they? And that will stick. So that's another top tip. And then pop that in the middle. Last thing to do is add the glimmer dots. Oh, these, I don't know whether it's the manufacturer of them, but these keep on coming apart. So be very careful when you take these off, because otherwise it will come apart and you just waste it. Voila! The card is completed. So I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial. The quick and simple card. It's very masculine. You'll find all the links to the supplies I use below this video in the Show More section. You can read more about this project on my blog at www.stampwithelaine.com. Thanks for visiting, and I'll be back next week with more inspiration. Bye!